I have a lot to say in this video, and I have a lot to tell you folks about these gang stalkers. I put this cardboard behind my head to stop them from doing whatever they're doing every time they go into the compactor room. They lied on me. They said that I accused someone of being a child molester. That did not happen. And if you check out my Shamega Johnson Twitter account, I retweeted what I tweeted in 2018 when they were having the children put into warehouses and old storefronts, and some of the children were missing, and then they had to reunite them. I'm fortunate in that when I was tweeting that, these people were not involved in this, because I never would have been able to tweet those things. And I went to several of the protests to make sure those children were freed. So when they're now trying to accuse me of being a child molester, it just goes to show that they're such liars. It seems like they're doing that because they either wanted to, again, my business, the fact that I was involved in spreading the word about what was happening to the children, and because they're just horrible people. So I always at the FBI, the CIA, Interpol, and I keep involved in that. So I think, they wanted me to think that this was one thing, but it's clear that these liars didn't want me to expose the truth. So they said, oh, they're the ones who influenced me. They wouldn't have to influence me if they were involved in it themselves. I don't understand this concept of someone talking to me and wanting to take credit for the work I do instead of just doing the work themselves. Isn't that, that is the key to this. If you're so amazing, you gang stalkers and criminals, why do you need me? You wouldn't need me. You wouldn't need to use me. You would do it yourself. And most of all, and I know, if you have a great idea, you give it to people you care about. You wouldn't give it to me and then try to stalk and harass me. It was that I did the work. They enjoyed what I did. It was successful. I have a history of success. And they then want to come in and say, well, we influenced you. We inspired. You did not. What is inspiring me is exposing the horrible people out there who exploit us, who take advantage of us, who abuse us. That was my inspiration. And on a lot of levels, that's always been my inspiration. So if they want to take credit, they should take credit for being the abusers that I want to expose, who motivate me to get up each and every day and record these videos, to tweet things out, to talk amongst the people who I care about and warn them. That's what inspires me. The next thing is I was sitting in the bedroom. I'm now in the living room because I could not move my leg, my right side. Now, I told you I sleep on this side, and the technology is exposed to this side, the right side. And I find that if I have a pain up here, this whole side is affected. And I don't know if you guys can see with this lighting, but this side was clogged. I didn't have the throbbing in my head, but this whole side's affected because it's exposed to their technology. So to show you how these people, they're the worst people ever. I don't have to be around them. I'm 48. I can choose who I want to be around. They constantly nitpick and criticize. So they came up with this concept that if they show me images in my head, they can then say that they're influencing my behavior. That's crazy. I do not see the images in my head, and whoever invested in this technology is being scammed. So right now, you see how this works. The spot that gets the technology is the spot that has something on it. So I have this here, and underneath I have a scarf. This is the spot that will get exposed to the technology, and whatever computer generated technology they use will feel this spot because that's the spot that has something on it. So what I'm explaining is that, for example, my glasses, the nose thing will get darker because that's the spot that has something on it. If I put something on my face like this, when I wake up, I'll have a mark because that's a spot that has something on it. So in exposing this technology, I'm exposing them, and that motivates me. So if they want to lie and try to take credit for the things I've done and things I've said, no, take credit for the fact that I will wake up every single day to expose you folks, and I'm talking directly to them. The criminal organization works as a hierarchy. The people at the top are the money people. They're the ones who profit. The bottom people, they're the low-lying fruit. And those are the people who unfortunately usually get arrested. I want it to be that the people on the top get arrested. Why? Because if they're gone, if those people are out of this criminal system, the people at the bottom have a chance. They wanted to put me on the bottom and have me involved in stuff. They came up with, why don't you have children? How can you accuse me of being a child molester and then say, why don't I have foster children? That's disgusting. First of all, I don't want children. The second part is the idea that they would lie and say that they think I'm a child molester and then want me to foster children in my apartment. Are they nuts? Are they insane? Is that how they're picking out who they want to target? Because I'm not a child molester, they want to bring children in, and then they can accuse me of being a child molester? That is the worst crime ever. Some of the sounds you're hearing are not actual sounds. The sounds these people create. They run sirens. They said when I hear a police siren, it means one of their group got arrested. So their police siren noise tells the rest of them that someone got arrested. They said they're involved in doing a lot of the crimes that you see on the news. But who pays for it? Who is recruiting people into criminal activity and criminal behavior? For you folks who understand me, you know what I mean. If you don't give people opportunities and they're just sitting around, then these type of criminals will recruit them. And I want us to change that. If I die today, I don't care. I'd rather change this system of taking people who are at the bottom of whatever hierarchy these people created and giving them an opportunity. I've been talking about this for years. If you give people an opportunity to make an honest living, the majority of people will. They wanted to pit me against black people. It has nothing to do with black and white. It's not, that's racist. All criminals aren't black. All criminals aren't white. Black people, we're only 12% of the United States population. We cannot commit 100% of the crime. What do you think we're doing? Running from place to place, just committing all the crimes? That's a lie. And that's a racist lie that has been too long-standing for us not to confront and tear it down. A criminal comes in all races, sizes, colors, religions. But I'm not going to keep my mouth shut because under a false concept of not offending people. No, these types of people need to be offended. The last part of this is, again, I want to talk about the physical symptoms because this is how improving what we're going through, we must look at the physical symptoms. So let me show you. You see this under my eyes? That's that swelling. So they tried to lie and say I have allergies. I haven't had any allergies this season for whatever reason. So it's not allergies. If my glasses are sideways, just ignore the sideways glasses. But I haven't had the allergies. They're going to cut me off in a moment because I'm telling the truth. In between my joints, I have these lumps that cause swelling. They get big and it stops my hips from being able to, my right leg hip from being able to move, and the joint in between my leg from being able to move comfortably. So the swelling swells my back, which presses my spine against the spinal cord. And that isn't how I got the sciatica. I had sciatica legitimately. This one comes and goes. My sciatica stayed. So they wanted to say that they created the sciatica. Well, take credit for it. I want you to take credit for creating sciatica because I do believe this does contribute to sciatica. I think that's how it works. But I wanted to let you guys know the top of your right side of your head, if it hurts, tell me if the whole side of your right side of your body hurts. So they wanted to say it's the brain. I'm not referring to the brain hurting. I'm referring to the top of